Welcome back to my channel. At this point, it probably doesn't surprise you that Heidi from the Philippine Antics channel is at it again. So I'm squeezing out an extra video this week. Heidi is complaining about a channel accusing her of just spreading gossip and spouting BS.
It's not gossip when it's actually the truth.
Except with Heidi, truth is optional, as I've documented before. You may choose to call it gossip, or just lying, or both, but it sure isn't the truth. While I'm sure many of Heidi's criticisms of channels I don't know are often bogus, I only deal with those cases where I have enough facts to provide a defense. So, I've defended the Our Philippine Journey channel, the Philippine P channel, Paul All Dog New Tricks, and even regular guy who I don't even like from attacks by Antics. How often depends on how often Antics posts crap. It keeps the universe in balance.
You don't like me and you all talk shit because you gel.
Gel? Seems Heidi is claiming that if she gets repeated criticism, it's because of jealousy. Which is interesting, considering that Heidi has repeatedly criticized the Philippine P while insisting she is not jealous of her. The only standard Heidi has that is consistent is being inconsistent.
There's like 4 channels dedicated to me.
I don't know if she is counting my videos, but my channel isn't dedicated to Heidi. She just seems to want to do nonsensical repeat performances. I respond accordingly. Otherwise, I do other things. Cause and effect.
You want me to script it like the P because you got butt hurt over the P?
Well, I've never said Heidi should script her videos. I personally don't care much for live streams and find them inferior in almost all ways. However, I don't begrudge anyone choosing to do live streams. But Heidi gets all bent out of shape that P simply prefers to script her own videos so she can be as precise and concise and even as entertaining as possible. I'd much rather watch a 20-minute scripted video than watch someone ramble for 2 hours or more. But if Heidi wants to do live streams, it doesn't matter to me.
What's his name? Mike would say about the Filipina P warriors out there. If you say anything negative about, 2 or 3 channels do a bunch of videos about there's Heidi talking shit again.
It sounds like Heidi is referring to the Mike, which is spelled M-Y-K. That's the guy who kept lying about P, Rebuti, and others as well. It seems to puzzle Heidi why the more someone posts lies about someone, the more they are subject to criticism themselves.
They were like, oh, she does on-air live streams. I haven't seen her do anything for years and years. I don't even remember her doing a live stream. I think she joined someone's live one time.
P did a couple of live streams when starting her channel. She doesn't need to do any more to prove she can do them. Been there, done that, had the t-shirt. And since P has been open from the start that she prefers to script videos, she's merely following her personal preference. And amazingly, P manages to do that without criticizing channels which may have a different preference. Heidi can't manage that. Must be that gel thing.
The whole point is she's scripted, so scripted, I'll challenge her on air.
If Heidi's whole point is that P uses scripts, then Heidi has no point. But hey, if Heidi wants debate, I'll debate. The same way I said I would debate Mike. Not live. Rather, Mike can say what he wants on his streams, I respond on my channel with my videos, and then he could respond to that. It may be slower, but it is effective and removes any advantage a less than honest debater can apply when it is live. We've all seen Heidi even talk over her own husband. A few times, Mike did respond my way. As a result, he got caught lying and taking things out of context over and over. On a live stream, he might have gotten away with some of that, but not using my more methodical approach, which is why Mike soon insisted they must be live, and ultimately, Mike had to resort to censorship. But gee, just months later, YouTube terminated Mike's monetized channels. Seems karma hit Mike hard. But don't blame me. I never said I had anything to do with it, and no one should assume I was working behind the scenes. After all, it may have just been a coincidence.
There's a few of them that like the Filipina P, so when I say something, and I do it intentionally, bitches.
Wow, think about that. Heidi admits she is saying negative things about P on purpose. And since I keep pointing out Heidi is making criticisms that are just made up gossip, this does not reflect well on Heidi. But I doubt anyone is surprised. Meanwhile, Heidi continues.
Oh, Heidi has said too much today and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, thank you. Thank you for promoting us, because people will come and watch me now just to see if I say something stupid.
So Heidi is making up accusations to get more views? Regardless, I don't care how much someone talks about P or anyone else I've defended. I care about what people say. Heidi then reacts to a comment by Gio, who said he did host one of those live streams with P.
I know she did, Gio, but she doesn't do lives very often.
I guess that's progress, since Heidi is finally admitting that P has done live streams. But Heidi is still hung up about it, complaining that she doesn't do it often. But so what? Heidi needs to be less gel and more chill.
And we like her, and we've said it a dozen times.
Yes, Heidi will say she likes P, but it is almost always while making complaints about P that are just ridiculous, like saying, with no proof, that P doesn't write her own scripts. It's much like Mike's tactic. You see, Mike would say he agreed with P 95% of the time, so I should have been giving him credit for that. The thing is, almost every word out of Mike's mouth about P was to attack her, usually by lying or making things up. That doesn't even count the personal insults he made about her and even her mother. Besides, even if he really agreed with 95%, that didn't give him a license to lie about her. Same with Heidi. I don't believe anyone likes somebody and then just keeps making asinine criticisms about them. So, no, I don't believe Heidi either. Heidi then finally talks about why they do live streams full time instead of regular videos. This is actually insightful.
We were doing full time because we realized there's no editing. It's better to be live to answer people and interact with the people.
Okay, she gave 2 reasons. First, that live streams were actually easier because you get to skip the hard work of editing. That doesn't even count the hard work of writing a script, especially a good one. Second, Heidi's statement that it is better to do live streams to answer and interact with people is fine, no problem. But it's a personal choice. P interacts a lot, but she does it in the comments section and on Patreon. I rarely listen to any live streams because they can last for hours and just waste a lot of time instead of getting to the point. And often they are just confusing. You see, a topic in a live stream may last 10 minutes, but it is scattered throughout a 2 or 3 hour video. What a mess. So, sure, there are pluses to live streams, but plenty of negative things too, which means people just choose what suits them the best and let others choose what they like without criticizing. So why does Heidi keep making P's preferences an issue, other than the big gel?
I remember that she had done some, but she doesn't have them on her own channel because the other person was defending that she did used to do them. Like, yeah, she's been on people's live streams.
Yep, I defended P because she had, in fact, done live streams. As for doing them on other channels, it just means P didn't have control. Thus, it was more of a challenge. Next, we have another comment from Gio, who did that second live stream with P, and he wrote, "I have that video on my channel. Yeah, not too good when not scripted." Notice he didn't say anything to pinpoint what was not too good. So I went back and watched that entire 2.5 hour stream. Even looking for problems, I couldn't find any. I dare Gio to show anything worthy of criticism from how P handled herself. But let's have some fun with it, since Gio wants to make it into a problem. I checked Gio's live streams. The one with P has the most views, nearly 172,000. But what is amazing is that the second most viewed live stream only has a bit over 38,000. In other words, the one with P has about 4.5 times as many views as the best without P. Gee, what was different between the best stream and all the rest? Well, it's the only one that included P. Maybe it's Geo who isn't so good live unless he has P on to elevate his game. Heidi reacted to Geo's comment this way.
No, it's what she does. Everybody has their thing.
That's right. So why does Heidi keep making it an issue outside of that gel thing? Heidi continues.
As I'm to understand, it's another expat that's helped her with the channel, and there's nothing wrong with that compared to her previous careers.
Just like that, we get a lie along with a cheap, nasty insinuation. Long ago, P told us she writes her scripts and described the whole process. So exactly how does Heidi come to understand it is an expat writing P scripts? Heidi is just spreading the gossip others have made up. It's obviously Heidi's niche. You can just watch the 2 early live streams where there is no script and no way for someone to tell P how to answer to see that P needed no help from a Western expat or anyone else. Finally, just to show how strange Heidi is, she says there is nothing wrong with an expat writing P scripts. So why does Heidi repeatedly make it an issue? But then Heidi ended it with, compared to her previous careers, and then cackles about it. That context clearly means Heidi wants you to believe there is something wrong with P's previous jobs. I guess Heidi is doing stuff on purpose again to get more views herself. And note that Heidi doesn't even say what the jobs were, because just the way she brought it up carries a very negative connotation. It's the kind of woman Heidi is, smearing someone with insinuation about, well, something, because she doesn't even say what it is based on. To call her a cheap gossip is to be too kind. Thanks for watching, and don't let the trolls stop you from speaking out.